Hashtanbul for a Coinstantinople. Find a Hashtanbul, get a Coinstantinople. Run your GPUs, find a Coinstantinople. Now it's land with a light on a big moon flight. CPU, now it's GPUs. ASIC, just a CPU means your hash rate is basic. If you want a hash rate Coinstantinople, don't you use a CPU?
Welcome to round one of Blockheads.
Round one? We're doing
Round one. Oh yeah, totally. Blockheads, round one.
Okay. Yeah, hi. This is Rocco. My friends call me Rocco.
I'm Pete, and we almost turned this into that episode from Breaking Bad with the fly.
My God.
We just spent 20 minutes chasing a fly buzzing around inside our studio.
And Pete killed it. Pete was a ninja.
Rocco couldn't do his cricket killing job, though.
It was Pete in the Blockheads domain with the paper towel roll. Yeah. If we're going with the clue format, you done it. Good job.
Anyway, so Rocco, what are you about?
What am I about?
Yeah, what are you about?
Are we trying to introduce ourselves?
Yes, 20 seconds.
My name is Rocco. I grew up in a town that's always sunny. And if people ask me, which character am I most like? I always answer, well, I'm a lot like Charlie, sort of like Matt, also very much like Sweet D, and I'm definitely a Dennis.
Cool.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I get Sheldon Cooper a lot. I don't think that's even close, but, hey, I'm Pete. I'm into programming and tech nerdy stuff, but I'm also into music and Kerbal Space Program, which is kind of still tech nerdy stuff, I guess.
Kerbal, Gerber, what?
Do you not know what Kerbal Space Program is?
I don't dear. I do something else with my life. I work for a TV production company. I'm a cameraman, so that's what I do.
Okay, and so you're pretty new to cryptocurrency.
And you type onto keyboards for a living, yes?
Yeah,
is that it?
That's fair. I type on keyboards for a living. Some big Bitcoin news going on. Bitcoin continues to rise. Now it's almost $6,000 a coin, kind of fluctuating.
I saw that. $1,000 in one day. I think it was this past Thursday into Friday morning.
It was, and major investors like Goldman Sachs are looking at investing into it as a serious asset category.
They said that?
Yeah. Well, I know there's rumors going around, but some major investors have definitely come out, and there's hedge funds being created, people moving into cryptocurrency. Anyway, this is a speed thing.
Okay, go ahead.
China and Russia are hoping to regulate Bitcoin. But Russia has also announced a crypto ruble, a Bitcoin of its very own. And other countries like India and even China are thinking of doing the same thing.
A state-sponsored crypto?
State-sponsored crypto.
What happens to the regular ruble?
What happens to the regular Bitcoin?
I don't know. To the moon, obviously. That's why you're listening, and that's why I'm recording. But what about the regular ruble?
We'll have to wait for more news from Russia on that. Anyway, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, digital currency, these are all kind of the same term for this phenomenon we're experiencing. What is Bitcoin? Let me pass this one off to Rocco.
What is Bitcoin? Okay, it's digital money that you can keep on your phone or your desktop computer. It's intangible. People are like, well, what does it look like? How heavy is it? All right, I want to know if it's going to weigh down my pockets. I'm like, it's just digital. And then I explained that it's got a fixed cap. Bitcoin is only 21 million coins. Right. Currently, there are about 16, maybe 17 at some point, but there's only going to be 21.
Which is important because scarcity is a really important part of the currency.
I mean,
you can't just keep printing money, right? I mean, that would be a terrible idea.
That is what the Fed does, and that's why when you watch an old movie, people are buying an entire meal for their family for like 50 cents at the diner. And now 50 cents won't even get you anything. I don't know, inflation, we all know about
Not
this.
Not even
right?
a single Reese's cup.
What else about Bitcoin has the blockchain?
Well, let me explain that first. Your Bitcoins aren't actually stored on your phone or your computer or anything.
It's stored on the network.
It's stored on the network. You store the keys that let you access them. It's mathematically stored, which is an interesting concept. And it's stored in the blockchain, which I think you were just getting to. What's the blockchain?
Yes, the blockchain. It's the thing that everybody wants if you're, I guess, a banker and you're looking for a safe bet. Because it is a safe bet. It's a distributed ledger of transactions instead of having all of your transaction data in one centralized database or rack of servers somewhere, which is relevant to attacks and hacks. Instead, the blockchain has all the data of all the transactions on the network distributed amongst all the computers that are running the network.
So we got a cool video on this coming out.
Yeah,
You're exactly right.
Such
if
a
all
cool
your
video.
data is in one central place, or even if it's controlled by one central person,
then your Showtime or no, sorry, your HBO and your Game of Thrones
Equifax.
episodes, or your Equifax, your Game of Thrones episodes are on the internet, and the pirates are taking. It's stupid. People should know better than to be Equifax.
it can be manipulated by third parties. Disasters can ruin it. I mean, if it's in one place, then it's easy to get access to it because all you have to do is compromise that one place. But Bitcoin, blockchain technologies take data and distribute it, not break it up, but I guess copy it, for lack of a better simple term.
They copy
among
it.
a ton of nodes on the network so that if you change one, all the rest notice and fix it. And it's a really safe way to keep data.
And the banks like it, don't they? Don't you hear about every bank, even JP Morgan, they'll probably have a blockchain-based something or other at some point.
You know what? Recently, Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, made
That's
the
why
news
I brought it up. Yeah, Jamie
by
Dimon.
saying that Bitcoin, basically investors in Bitcoin were losers who would pay the price later, right?
A bubble and a scam, I think those were two words he
At the
said,
same
right?
time,
Bubble scam.
JP Morgan Chase employees on the West Coast were holding blockchain and Bitcoin at like a conference. And Chase is very interested in Bitcoin technology, or not, rather, blockchain technology.
Yes, everybody is.
Well, that's because banks spend
super
such
smart.
a huge amount of money on fraud prevention and security and keeping hackers out. And I had a friend who worked at JP Morgan Chase. He had to take 2 weeks consecutive paid vacation every year, had to, so that they could watch trends and make sure that they weren't committing fraud. You know, like you had to leave so that if the trends changed, they knew you were committing fraud. So everybody had to take these couple weeks vacation each year.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but my point is, lots of resources are expended
That's ridiculous.
fighting fraud, and this is a way to systematically fight fraud.
So they get 2 weeks off, or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Is that why my overdraft fees are so high?
Probably, and why they won't answer your calls.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Cool. Thank you, bankers. You guys are really killing it.
No, but they got to prevent fraud, you know? I mean, that's part of the deal.
Or they could just be modern. I don't know. I guess
Exactly.
I'm not an expert. I don't know anything. So how could people buy cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, like Litecoin, like Ethereum, like Monero? What are the popular things, Pete? Tell me, because I don't know. Actually, I do know. I bought some Monero tonight, but
But you're playing the dumb cop, smart cop routine here, right?
yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay, smart cop. Educate me.
Yeah, so the most popular way right now in the United States is a place called Coinbase, which
Yes.
lets you buy 3 of the most popular currencies: Bitcoin, Ethereum, which I think we'll have a special episode on later. It's very different. And Litecoin, which is kind of like silver to Bitcoin's gold. A lot of people say that. It's very similar to Bitcoin, but it's much faster and with much lower transaction fees.
Lightning Network. Right?
Lightning Network, yes. That's controversial, but Litecoin uses it to speed up your transactions.
Yeah, so Coinbase is very popular. It's probably the easiest. There's an app on the phone. There's a desktop website you can use. There's a few other ones. Do you have any other top exchanges or methods with which to buy? I guess we should also mention there are a lot of ATMs popping up, which I haven't personally used, but I have seen out in the wild before. Bitcoin ATMs.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird. You could actually put in cash, get a paper receipt with a wallet address, and then that's a way you could hold your Bitcoins on a paper wallet.
Right, I think that's...
Can you explain a paper wallet?
A paper wallet is a way to... Again, you're not really storing your money somewhere. You're storing the key, which is kind of like a very long password to access your money. So if anyone gets your key, they can spend your money. And when you keep your money on online services, they keep your keys and you're trusting that company. For instance, Coinbase, if you buy Bitcoin there, and I highly recommend you do, if you haven't gotten into cryptocurrency, go ahead and go to Coinbase. You can find a link on our website, or I'll put it in the show notes in the various places, to get $10 of free Bitcoin if you go into Coinbase. Using a link we'll give you. But if you keep it on Coinbase, Coinbase has your secret key. Your private key, it's called.
The private key, yeah.
And if you move it off, you can send it to yourself in another wallet, And you can keep the key to that wallet in a secret place. You can keep it on paper. You can keep it in a hardware wallet, like something sold by Ledger or Trezor. You can keep it on a phone app that's offline. You know, you can memorize it. You could even hold the key to this currency in your brain. There's all kinds of ways. However you want to secure it is fine. But it is the key to your money. So these ATMs, yeah, I think they're trying to go for low fees. Coinbase will charge you a decent percentage. What is it? What did you pay?
3%.
3%.
Yeah. And now I guess Coinbase is also affiliated with the website GDAX.com. And apparently, if you use GDAX, there isn't the fee. There isn't the fee.
But there's also not the $10 of free Bitcoin.
Okay, well, I don't know.
So you might want to do that first.
I guess there's a lot of ways to get it. Bitcoin ATMs, that's a thing. There's also LibertyX. There's, I guess, a retail component, a console. You could go to certain locations, give them cash, and then after you verified your identity, blah, 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 you know, you can have it sent to address somewhere. An address that's either on your wallet, it's either a paper wallet, or maybe it's even a wallet that you have it on exchange somewhere. So I don't know if those are 3 ways you could do it. Now, of course, and there's going to be more. Right?
Most currencies you can't really buy directly. There are lots of other currencies. Those big ones you can. But there are lots of upcoming smaller currencies we'll be discussing off and on.
They call
including
them
one of my favorites. They're called altcoins.
Altcoins.
Which
so
is
many
alternate
altcoins.
Bitcoins.
Or
Bitcoin alternatives.
Altcoins. Oh my god.
Million altcoins. Yeah, but some of them are pretty big. And if you want to get in on those altcoins and support them, you think the project is solid, of course, do your own research. You have to sign up for an exchange. You've got to get Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin or something and go to an exchange and swap out. And you just tried to sign up for a new exchange. You haven't been on Bittrex before, right? You were trying to sign up for them today.
It was a little bit of a problem. I guess this is the whole thing. If you guys know about cryptocurrency and you're listening to this, you know that it's not exactly grandma friendly yet. And not that I'm a grandma per se, but maybe I'm not the smartest guy. I'm no Pete. I don't type on a keyboard all day. But gosh, like, I thought I'd be able to figure it out. I had problems with Bittrex. It was something like I set up my email and my password on the website, and then
that's normal, Rocco.
Yeah, and then
the sarcasm was premature. Like
but since I wasn't signed in to that email account on my desktop, I decided to go to my phone, which was in a different room. Then I pick up my phone, look at the email, click on the verification link, and then I was logging on via my phone to the website that I just signed up for, bittrex.com, which is a great website. But unfortunately, it was like, hey, notification, you just signed up and are accessing your account through a different IP address, and that's freaking us out, and blah, blah, blah. So I got stuck in some weird 2FA verification feedback loop, and it just took me a long time to figure it out. It's not easy sometimes, and you can mess up. People do mess up, don't they, with some of their transactions?
Well, I mean, it happens. Bitcoin has 16 point something, 7 million coins in circulation right now.
Yes.
They're released slowly, and the rate gets slower over time. So all 21 million will be released by, 2140?
That's what they say. That's hard to think about. It's hard to wrap my brain around. But that's what they say.
Right, so it's getting less and less with each not each block. It's every 4 years. It reduces, right? It halves the reward for finding blocks. But anyway, so the Bitcoins are being slowly released, but of those 16 million some in circulation, people speculate that as many as 3 million have been lost.
Lost because people have screwed up addresses. They didn't do the right, capital or lowercase letter.
Right.
Or it was an I instead of a 1. And then it's gone. It's just like the South Park episode. I'm putting in your account number and it's gone. Oh my God.
Right, so it is important to say that if you send a Bitcoin transaction, this isn't true with all of the coins, but it's true with the major coins. If you send a Bitcoin transaction and you send it to the wrong place,
don't screw up.
Then it's gone. It's like burning dollars. I mean, the rest of the dollars technically get a little bit more valuable because they're more scarce.
Sometimes it's fun to burn dollars.
Sometimes it's fun to burn dollars.
You go
but
find
it's never fun to burn Bitcoin.
You can find a Federal Reserve branch and then you just light one on fire and then it feels good. Maybe.
I'm gonna.
No?
Yeah, we'll talk about this after.
It's not. Is that a crime? Never mind. I didn't say that. Definitely don't burn dollars in front of the Fed. Okay, seriously.
But back up your Bitcoin.
You're gonna
wallets.
make Ben Bernanke cry if you do that, and I wouldn't want to see that. He's just so mopey. Anyways, go on.
Please do back up your Bitcoin wallets. Don't lose your keys. You can't call anyone. This is
there's no
pros
customer.
and cons.
There's no customer support, guys. Okay, you can't. I mean, there's not even someone in India you can call, like a tech support person. Not that that's a bad job to have. I'm glad when I can speak to anyone, even if they're in Mumbai. But
this currency is trustless, though. It's good because you're not having to trust a bank. Nobody can hack or steal or extort you out of your currency or something. But it's bad because there's no one to call that can get access to your password. You need to make sure that your key, however you keep it, is backed up. And you need to make sure that whenever you send money to your key or from your key, the address is right. Go ahead, use copy paste. Do not manually type it out. And addresses in Bitcoin are case sensitive. So make sure capital letters and lowercase letters are different. So anyway, if you go into Coinbase, you buy some coin there, you can send and receive it. And it's actually, despite us, talking about how hard it is, sending and receiving is actually really easy. If Rocco, if I want to send you some Bitcoin,
please do.
You send me an
I'll
address.
take it all.
Please, everyone, send us some Bitcoin. I'll put an address here.
No, me. Send me.
Okay. We'll put Rocco's address in the show notes. It's your homework to send Rocco 1 Bitcoin each, please. 1 Bitcoin each.
Hell, I'll take a Satoshi. I don't know. Whatever. Okay.
He'll return it minus a fee for, a podcast fee.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
But anyway, so Rocco could just show me his address, create a QR code, or just send me the address in a text, and I could send Bitcoin to that address. I just enter the address and enter the amount and click send, and that's it. It's done. It's sent. So in a way, it's really easy. What's hard about it, Rocco? It's just barrier to entry, right? It's like
interface. It's like some of the websites. I don't know. I guess maybe it's a little bit irritating that the big retailers or places to purchase cryptocurrency don't have some of these more exotic altcoins that I would want to get. It seems like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, those are the 3 coins that you would then have to exchange for some of these more risky altcoins that some of them seem really fun as far as they have certain specific use cases or they are a platform for a specific thing that they're trying to build.
Hey, what's an example?
I guess District 0x is kind of weird. Do you know about that one?
Yeah,
it's like it's an online marketplace platform in the form of a cryptocurrency, and that's about as far as I can get with talking about it.
District 0x lets you make your own communities, right? I don't speak as a...
Yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot of like consensus going on with voting to build new areas of their marketplace. I don't know. So that one's weird. Anything else?
If you want to find out more, go to district0x.io. They got a great website.
Is that the address?
Yeah.
Are you sure? It better not be a scam address. Wow, scam addresses are everywhere. I don't know.
No, it's it. I mean, they...
It is. We just looked it up. But boy, that's the other thing. So many people are getting pwned via these fake URLs.
Yeah, okay, so let's talk about that. I mean, this has often been called the Wild West of cryptocurrency because it's a new technology, just like when the internet came out in the early 90s. And this might become as big as the internet, as big a revolution as the internet was.
Wait, are you saying like if I click on a website that says free Bitcoin, all you have to do is just type in, your Visa card number, and we're gonna
Well, okay, all those sites are scams except the one that I'll tell you after the podcast. Please go to that.
Always make sure it's not a scam. Like if it seems like one, it is. There is no free Bitcoin. There's no faucet. There's no airdrop. Whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Everything. Be careful, please, people. America, planet Earth. Please be careful.
I'm not an advisor, but 90%, I think, of coins out there will probably ultimately be worthless. That might be harsh. Maybe
I wouldn't go that far.
You wouldn't go that
90?
far? Okay, but let's just say 50% then. Okay, 50%. Can you agree with that? I mean, come on. There's a lot of coins out there that do the same thing.
I don't know. I mean, it's still really, really early.
That's still early. Yeah, I shouldn't call that.
Would you think like Dogecoin is totally pointless? And if someone offered you like a wheelbarrow full of it, meaning I guess
Dogecoin.
I don't know. I mean, it's too early to say that something like Doge still wouldn't maybe be useful.
I don't mean I can decide right now, but in, let's say, 40 years, do you think we'll have as many Bitcoin alternatives as we do now? There are Bitcoin alternatives. There are, frankly, a lot of coins out there that have very little new features. They don't have.
There's a lot of redundancy. There's a lot of redundancy. Right. There's probably 3 coins based around cannabis, maybe 4. There's probably a coin for every cult figure in the political world. You know,
but that's also like
there's
the
a Bernie
early
coin. There's a Ron Paul coin. There's probably politician
coins. The Bernie
coins
coin. I was going to make that one.
I think there is a Bernie coin. I'm sorry, you missed it. There, what else? How many? There's so many.
I believe
coins.
that everyone should have the right to make a Bernie coin.
Well, I mean, there can be only one. It's just like Highlander. How many? There's all the different coins for camera girls and web camera performers. There's probably 3 of those. There's a lot of the same coins for the same use case.
It's the same as the early internet.
Just like the early internet.
When there were a bunch of competing forces for email. I mean, there still are, but there are clear winners now. A bunch of competing forces for internet and social. I'm sorry, for email, for social, for... I mean, remember America Online? You know, that seemed like a big winner. Now it's really not. I made some wallpaper out of their CDs once. It's a funny story. Yeah.
Okay.
They kept sending them every week. They were like, sign up with America Online again.
So
you've got mail.
What were you trying to build a Faraday cage or something? What was the point? To keep the alien waves out?
I don't know. I was like 14. So I really don't know.
You're just pissing off your parents. Cool. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
What are we going to talk about now? We
were talking about the Wild West. The Wild West.
It's not really even like that.
It's expansive. I think it is, because it's great. You can get rich with gold mines or whatever, but at the same time, there are people out there looking to rig the system, looking to waylay unsuspecting travelers. There are ways to stay safe, but if you go to a website that you see on Facebook or Google or whatever, and it says, click here and enter your credit card number for free Bitcoin, or send Bitcoin to this address and we'll send back double in a week. That's a scam, ladies and gentlemen.
It's how people think the Wild West was. Yeah. So
okay.
It's sketchy. It's very sketchy. The other way to say it is that maybe it's more of a ground floor situation, and the building, you don't know how tall they're going to build it. But you're in the building at least. Yeah, you're on the ground floor. But damn, that building, there's still cranes on the top of it. You don't know how high it's going to get. They keep on dropping I-beams. It gets taller and taller every minute. Sort of. Who cares if you're in the mailroom right now? Sure, we're all in the mailroom. This company is building, the company of crypto.
Well, we're looking at a technology that technologically sidesteps fraud, hacking. I mean, not entirely, but so much fraud, so much hacking, so much disaster, so much, data protection problems. It just sidesteps so many problems technologically, and even ultimately will increase speed, reduce transaction fees, get rid of the need for a lot of different kinds of lawyers and bankers in various fields related to these things. It's going to grow. I think it's going to grow explosively. I've heard various experts, and again, experts, you even have to take their words with a grain of salt. I've heard various experts compare blockchain right now to the internet of 1992 or 93. And that's how much it's going to grow. From what I've learned, I don't doubt it. And if it sounds to you like you should have gotten in at Bitcoin when it was 1 cent a Bitcoin, because now it's $6,000 a Bitcoin, and you would be really rich. Well, it's still early in the game. Now is a great time to get into blockchain technology and cryptocurrency, because governments, organizations, businesses, financial firms are starting to realize the massive potential of blockchain technology and cryptocurrency, and they are just starting to put their interests into that market. And then I think we're going to see another phase once someone gets their act together and makes a good interface that won't pull that crap with you that Bittrex did.
Bittrex is fine.
Bittrex is great.
Fine. It's just, geez, I don't know. Got to think through the ease of use. A good application and a winning technology is going to be foolproof. And if I'm that fool, fine. If I can't do it, then people that are less intelligent than I will not also be able to do it. And that's where you have a problem. So there are currently definitely problems. I'm sorry, developers. I'm sorry, Bittrex, but it's true. If your system is not foolproof, fix it, make it easier. It's got to be grandma friendly. It's not grandma friendly. It doesn't do anyone any benefit if I can explain cryptocurrency to my grandma. It might take 3 or 4 times, but she's going to get it. But you know what? When she picks up her iPad and she's not actually able to execute an order or buy or sell or transfer any cryptocurrency, that doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help if you can just look at the chart and see that it's going up.
I might push back on you a little bit there because
it's not grandma proof.
It's not grandma proof, but
so nothing happens.
The internet wasn't when it came out either.
Mass adoption is the goal, and actually there's no excuse for it not to be mass adoptable.
That's fair.
Because we're actually like in Web 2.0 right now.
But there was a learning curve.
Grandma's on Facebook.
I mean,
Grandma is on Facebook.
And Grandma had to learn Facebook. And Grandma had to learn email a little bit. I know what you're saying. It's like there's major hurdles to get over, but it's not like we are going to expect developers to have a single button.
What does Facebook say with your stupid status update? It's like, what did you do today? Or it's like
I don't know. It changes all the time.
Did you poop today? I don't know. How are you feeling today? People describe your innermost thoughts, and then people type into it.
Let's do the official test here.
Yeah, what does Facebook?
I go and I hit post. What's on your mind?
What's on your mind? That's what I was thinking of. That's perfect. So that's grandma proof.
And you know what? If I type nothing, no one's going to get it. We had to check. Like that's how irrelevant the prompt has become.
Yeah, Facebook is so irrelevant. I don't know. God. But it's grandma proof because your grandma, like you're just happy she's not dead. So if she types in there like, I gotta go see the dentist today and Days of Our Lives, it was a rerun. That was weird. I never thought they did that. And then you're just like, oh, grandma's alive. Wow, she's killing it. Posted on Facebook. Wow. So cryptocurrency is not there.
No. But once it gets there, I was talking about how investment money is starting to look at it. I think then after that, just like what happened with the internet, then after that, once people realize in the industry realize they need to make things more user friendly, then the public is going to step in more. Right now,
if you're going to talk about investors, it's like investor types, Wall Street types. They're going to look at all these forks. They're going to look at Bitcoin Cash. They're going to look at the dumpster fire that is Bitcoin Gold right now, and mass adoption really doesn't happen until maybe cryptocurrency's profile and outlook improves in the mind of all these Wall Street types. Because right now they're seeing erratic prices, a fork, a new fork shooting up.
Well, what's a fork?
A fork is when, I guess, a certain group of miners... You can mine cryptocurrency. You already know this because you're listening.
Well, let's talk about mining in a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, sort of like you could call it a software update. That's the easy.
It's a software update, yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately, not everyone using Bitcoin is going to start mining new cryptocurrencies or running the mining protocol in the same way with the same protocols enacted. What happens is a fork. Bitcoin Cash did that back in August. Became a separate fork of Bitcoin, a separate blockchain, which is now continuing. And yes, it's trading on exchanges. The price is whatever. It's not as high as Bitcoin, but it's still there. It's still flowing. But then again, after August, now we're in October, Bitcoin Gold seems to be a fork that may or may not happen because there's a new group of miners on the Bitcoin blockchain that are trying to separate from regular original Bitcoin.
You mean Bitcoin Gold?
Bitcoin Gold.
Yeah,
did I say Bitcoin Cash? Sorry.
No, you did, but I was just making sure you
So it's just like it's 2 forks in one season over here, pretty much. That doesn't look good to the Wall Street types. And maybe, just maybe if we can just cool it with the forks on the Bitcoin side, maybe they're going to say, well, this is a stable thing. It's mature. They're acting like rational adults.
Well, we can't cool it with the forks without stopping modifications to Bitcoin. And right now, one of the major problems with Bitcoin, and you'll notice this if you go to Coinbase, for instance. Again, you can go to our link, get $10 free Bitcoin. Rocco gives me the dirty eyes to stop promoting.
We're shills. Hi. It's all right. You love us. We love you.
If you would like to support us, full disclosure, we also get $10 Bitcoin.
Okay, back to the thing.
Anyway, listen, Bitcoin, it's got to improve because right now it's a victim of its own success.
Transaction fees.
Right, there's so much going on with Bitcoin that
block
the original
confirmation times and things.
Right, it takes a long time to send transactions, and the fees are high because otherwise, if you don't pay a high fee, you'll end up waiting forever for your transaction to be sent. This isn't true with all the coins, but right now it's true with Bitcoin. So the forks are an attempt to solve that.
Increase the block size,
Right,
or maybe
update.
do a few other, yeah.
Well, there are other coins that do that in a lot of different ways, solve the problems a lot of different ways. Eventually, somebody might win, like a VHS scenario, or there might be a lot of coins. I don't know. It's way too early to see. But anyway, yeah, so forks, you're right. But I think that the recent fork, the August fork, the fact that Bitcoin recovered from that and in fact surged up to almost break $5,000.
Yeah, how'd that work out? It was something like before the fork, Bitcoin dropped all the way down to 1,800, maybe let's say on September 13th, if I recall. And then it was early August.
No. It dropped to 1,800
Was that
way before that.
Was that
like
July?
yeah.
Okay, whatever. Then it rose up. I think it hit 43, something like that. It was teetering in the 4,000s.
Well, you could go ahead and look at a chart. Let me actually throw a tool in here. There's a site called CoinMarketCap, which
everybody
uses.
loves that. Yeah.
Do you like
I love it.
CoinMarketCap?
Sure. I mean, I go on CoinMarketCap every day to look up some particular altcoin or to actually just look up the Bitcoin price on their graph.
You could just go to coinmarketcap.com, plug in your coin, and there it is. And you go to look at the Bitcoin charts. There was, like Rocco said, a drop in July and then a meteoric rise to almost break $5,000 in September. And then China said, we're going to ban ICOs, which I think we'll get to next.
Yeah.
And
sure.
Bitcoin crashed to 3,000 or around, well, I mean, not straight down.
It went down a little bit, but it didn't really...
It didn't crash to where it was before. That's what I'm saying. As we go through these forks and Bitcoin price holds, I think that increases a little bit of investor confidence. In fact, with this upcoming fork, we're not seeing that dip. Bitcoin's...
There's still time. And if you see
There's
the
still
dip,
time. Okay,
and if you
fine.
see the time where the dip happens, everybody, please definitely sell your car and your house and buy Bitcoin, because that's what any responsible person would tell you to do. You're welcome. I told you. Now you're going to have to do it.
Disclaimer, we are not financial advisors. This program is for educational informational purposes only.
Sell your house like that guy. That guy
does not constitute financial or any other
Did you
type
see
of
the guy
advice.
that sold his house?
Yes, there's a guy in the Netherlands recently that sold his house to buy all Bitcoin.
And then he's living, on a campground with a giant stockpile of his Bitcoin, and he's just like chilling. He's like, oh, I'll buy a better house once the Bitcoin goes up. That dude, he's a savage.
I mean,
much respect to Umlaut Glumglot, whatever his German name is.
It's not German. I'm an internationalist, but I actually don't know how much Rocco has traveled.
What? Internationalist?
Yes, an internationalist.
That sounds corny as shit. I'm a human, and I hate a lot of people like most people, okay? So that means that everybody's equal in my mind. Nobody gets any extra credit, and nobody gets any extra demerits. But I'm not an internationalist, because then it sounds like I'd rather talk to the foreign exchange student that's douchey and drinks his coffee in a stupid way than I would talk to a truck driver.
Okay,
I think they're
that's
probably...
me. I would rather talk to the foreign exchange
Yeah, well, guess
student.
what? I think that those two people, truck driver and exchange student, are both equally annoying, and, I don't know, I'll flip a freaking coin, but I probably don't want to talk to either of them. So I'm not an internationalist. I'm me. I'm on Team Rocco, and there's not a label. That's not a label. That's just me.
Team Rocco.
Yeah.
I like it. Team Rocco. If you want to join Team Rocco today.
Join Team Rocco, just never talk to me. And
you're on Team Rocco.
leave me alone. And
we're going to take a mini break and be right back. The blockheads are back. What did happen today, Rocco? You mentioned it.
God, it was a Halloween parade. That's what I was shooting today out there in the field. And just, I got no problem with people having a bunch of kids, mostly by accident. And I don't have a problem with the widowed grandmother across the street that's retired having to pay property taxes so those same accidental children have to go to school and get an education. I think education's great.
But property taxes are not. We'll get to that.
No. I'm not even saying that. What I do have a problem with is when those accidental children, that the withered grandmothers that have to pay property taxes and they're retired for the schools that the kids go to learn. I have a problem, though, when the kids, all of them, everywhere at this Halloween parade, they're not being taught, like, the basic things such as my personal space. Stay away from my personal space. I've got like a 6-inch buffer, don't I?
Your personal space?
Do I have a 6-inch buffer?
So wait, these kids were
everywhere.
It wasn't other people's personal space. It was yours.
Mine.
Okay.
I care about mine. My personal space. It's like maybe 12 inches. Is that too much to ask? I need personal space. God, so many kids. It was not a fun Sunday. That was the day.
Well, if you're demanding a 12-inch bubble all around you.
Yeah, 12-inch bubble.
Okay.
Jeez.
And there are almost 7 billion people in the world. Let's calculate the uninhabitable space that creates.
Oh, there's so much uninhabitable space. Like, there's plenty. There's plenty of room. There's plenty of room for me to have my space.
I mean, I'm...
Like, Wyoming is mostly empty.
I don't mind.
And so is Nevada. I don't know.
I've lived in India, and one time there was this rickshaw. These auto rickshaws? They're like these 3-wheeled kind of machines, and the engine's in the back, so the driver's like right up against you.
I totally know.
You owned one.
I totally
owned
did.
One. Yeah, okay.
I built it from a kit in the back of a popular science magazine.
I wouldn't say your car is that bad.
Burn.
It's not quite an auto rickshaw. Let me show you one of these things.
Are we going to bring this back to zero or not? I just had to vent.
Let me show you one.
You're welcome.
Auto rickshaws?
Yeah.
Those things would be this close, and I'm holding my hands 2 inches from each other to you, and you would take a step, and they would pull up this close again in India. So I'm pretty used to it. I mean, 12 inches is pretty... How about I slide over?
No, stay away. Stay away.
Oh, all right.
Keep your furniture away from my furniture, please.
Are we live?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Did you press the button?
I did press the button, yeah. So,
did you want to talk about ICOs? And
ICOs. What are ICOs? Initial coin offerings.
It's a spinning plate on top of a spinning plate. I don't know.
To the uninitiated, you've heard surely of IPOs, initial public offerings, where companies go public for the first time. The public can buy shares in them and own the companies. ICOs are where a company issues coins or tokens, issues a cryptocurrency of some kind, a utility token, sometimes outright equity in the form of a token, usually not.
And this is denominated in Ethereum, typically. Like, it's an ERC, what is it?
ERC20
ERC20 tokens. Right. It's on the Ethereum network type of thing. No.
Right. Well, Ethereum is
formatted that way.
Ethereum is a little different from Bitcoin in that Vitalik Buterin, who's the creator of Ethereum, saw much more potential in blockchain than just currency. So he created a system, Ethereum, where you can build applications on top of Ethereum and use the Ethereum blockchain technology for your own decentralized applications called dApps, or I've heard some people say dApps. And so these companies will build these applications, issue you tokens that can be used in their application, and you buy them. And these things have been running away sometimes. There are companies raising $200 million.
It seems like they always run away.
No, but there are some that just flop.
Okay, but the ones that run away, then what happens? Then their price drops.
That remains to be seen.
A lot of them.
A lot of times the price drops.
The price drops. It's like, I don't know.
Ostensibly, the point of the token is not to sell it on exchanges. The point of the token is a utility token. For example, I'm not endorsing any here, but let's say Atlant. Atlant is a recent ICO that is in the real estate business, and the tokens will be used to operate within Atlant. They're kind of like credits in a game, or maybe if eBay were on credits, you could use credits on eBay.
I've heard it been said it's like trying to supplant Airbnb.
Atlant is, I'd say it's probably trying to supplant
You could decentralize Airbnb, and then maybe it would be easier and cheaper. And then other things like your security deposit would already be put into escrow via the smart contract built into the Atlant Ethereum-based format, right?
Right, so better security and just more streamlined Airbnb. But so Atlant issued its Atlant tokens, which are what you will need to use Atlant, right?
With no
they want to tokenize real estate. In other words, they want real estate to be purchased and sold and whatnot with these tokens. And you could go on Atlant's website during their ICO, their initial coin offering, and buy 505 Atlants for 1 Ethereum. You would just send them your Ethereum and get 505 Atlants.
So that ICO is still not yet happened yet?
I think it just closed, actually.
Just closed.
I think it just finished.
Okay. Weak. Well, you missed that one, guys. Sorry about
you missed that one.
Sorry about the FOMO, but maybe...
What is FOMO?
Fear of missing out.
Fear of missing out.
It's a great internet acronym. There are so many good ones, but FOMO is what you're feeling now because you're not going to be able to buy the ERC20 token that will make Airbnb go into the toilet, I guess.
Well, there's FOMO. What's the opposite of FOMO?
What's the opposite of FOMO?
FUD.
It's FUD, yeah.
Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And I actually played FUD in Scrabble the other day. FOMO's not available yet, but FUD is. It's been
Scrabble what?
It's been Scrabble.
Words with friends?
No, Scrabble, like legit board Scrabble, sitting across the table.
FUD is not a word in the Scrabble book.
FUD was a word. I don't know if it's fear.
I don't know why I keep saying Scrabble. Hey guys, if you haven't eaten Scrabble, try Scrabble. Also, don't play Scrabble because it's boring.
Scrabble is a blast.
Scrapple is delicious. It's cornmeal and pork remnants.
Is the most terrible food that humanity has invented.
Bullshit. It's great.
Anyway.
On my 30th birthday, I was in DC. I was in Adams Morgan and we're in some fun foofy brunch place. And guess what they had on the menu? I was so surprised.
Bitcoins.
As a person from the land where it's always sunny. They had organic farm-to-table Scrapple.
Oh, now that, I might be in for trying that.
Yeah, so how could I not try? It was great. It was a great 30th birthday, except for everything else about being over 30. But, okay, so ICOs are stupid. Be careful.
Whoa.
I definitely think they are stupid.
I'm of the opinion that ICO is the new startup funding. I actually... was CEO of a startup. Am CEO of a startup.
There's too many, and there's no reason for these guys to execute on their promises. And I think if anything creates a large, big, fat, steaming pile of FUD on the cryptocurrency ice cream sundae, the steaming pile of FUD.
You can read the smart contract, and the funds are not released to them right away. They're
blah blah blah. Yeah, I guess I don't know. There's too much fine print, and your grandma's not going to be into it.
I think ICOs are the new way to fund startups, and they're a way. It's kind of like the startup scene, the .com scene in the late '90s, where everyone was just, we're creating money, and we're just creating money, and all these companies got invested in, and they crashed. Sure. They crashed. Everybody lost a lot of money. Not everybody. Lots of people lost a lot of money. But that is the era when Amazon and Google and eBay were really,
Pets.com were...
Exactly. You've got losers
they were
and
great.
winners.
No, I mean, I was on their website the other day. It was
They were just too early.
I don't know. Well, we have a difference of opinion, Mr. Blockhead.
Well, anyway, we'll talk about ICOs, I'm sure, on a dedicated episode at some point.
Please sign up for our online poll or something. There will be one. The poll is going to read...
Guys, if you've listened this far, please do click subscribe or like on your platform.
Yeah, like and subscribe, okay? You can use all the dirty words if you want. Just make sure the number of stars is 5. Actually, please, write all the dirty words and get banned from the iTunes store. Because it's funny. But
okay.
But how about a poll? We can see if people think you're full of shit about this ICO thing.
All right.
Maybe you're too bullish on ICOs, and maybe I'm being sensible, and I think that a large sentiment,
or maybe
amongst crypto users, I think a lot of people think that the madness is mad, and maybe there's too much money going to projects that will never come to fruition because they've totally fully funded their project, and all they have to do is put out some tweets being like, we had a delay, oh, it didn't work, we're really trying really hard, guys, and then they're just like, well, it didn't work. Now I work for Goldman Sachs or something on their new blockchain project.
Are too resistant to new technologies. Maybe ICOs are a way for people to get involved in projects, passionate projects. You tell us.
I'm very bullish on the future. I just don't know if there's as many ICOs as the world needs. I think
you said that backwards from what you wanted. You mean there are too many ICOs?
Probably. I don't know. Whatever. You know what everybody knows what I mean.
So go to the poll. Let us know. Is Pete right that ICOs, there's caution, but ICOs are a new way to fund startups. Exciting.
Is ICO the best new way to fund startups? Quotation marks, Pete. Or there's way too many ICOs and it's actually hurting the community because we don't need 3 camera girl tokens. Quote marks, Rocco.
3 camera girl tokens actually makes a lot of sense to me.
No, I don't know. There's only
there should be more.
Girls. I don't
there
know.
Should be way more. Anyway, so you've made it this far. Secret financial advice.
What, you got some?
Oh, I got some secret.
What's the pump and dump of the week?
Okay. No.
We're totally doing that. Everybody buy Fedora coin.
This is please don't. This is general advice. You know why? We were talking about FOMO and FUD, fear of missing out, and fear, uncertainty, and doubt. What generally happens is you'll see Bitcoin going up. It's hitting 5, I don't know what. Let's make some numbers up. Let's say it's hitting, hypothetically, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000. It hits 9,000, in a month, right? And FOMO makes you think, man, this is a rocket ship that is never going to stop. I'm getting on board now, and you buy in at $9,000.
And then it drops back down to its lowest level of support,
right? Which
was, let's say, 5,500.
Okay, so and then it plummets to 5,500.
That seems reasonable.
It does.
I think the support level that's building right now is 5,500. And then, what are you going to do?
Like 37% or whatever of your money. And you go, oh no, and you have fear, uncertainty, and doubt about Bitcoin as a technology. It's going to crash into the dirt and then keep going down. I'm going to sell.
Stop.
I'm going to cut my losses.
Stop. You got to have iron hands. You didn't lose any Bitcoin. You still have the actual amount of Bitcoin that you bought.
Right.
What you lost is maybe dollar value, fiat currency, fake Federal Reserve monopoly money value. Which is definitely that's not the future. It's not the future. You got to have iron hands. You got to keep your Bitcoin. Don't sell it if it drops to freaking 5,500. Because the fundamentals are still sound. That's why you bought it. Buy it because you know it's smart. Don't be a pussy. Keep your Bitcoin. Don't cause a panic. Don't freak out. Don't, cry to your lawyer about it because he can't do anything about it anyways.
He's no one to call, no one to serve.
What are you going to do? I'm going to sue Satoshi Nakamoto right now. I need to get my lawyer on the phone. Oh, boy.
The court will now hear the case of Rocco versus Bitcoin.
Yes, Your Honor. I have retained the services of Malady, and Corruption, Esquire, and they are totally going to help me sue this guy over here, Satoshi Nakamoto, who no one has ever seen before. Because, I lost 37% of my fiat monopoly money value on this, super cutting-edge, space-age technology known as Bitcoin. It's global. It's decentralized. It's got a limited supply of 21 million. And, Your Honor, I'm super pissed. Satoshi, who is he? Who is she? What? There's nobody here? Where's the defendant? Oh, nobody knows who he is.
We have his collected writings right here. The collected writings of Satoshi Nakamoto.
Can I sue a white paper, Your Honor? I'm sorry. Did I waste your time? Oh, what? Why? I'm in contempt for wasting your time. Okay. Yeah. Well, I shouldn't have sold my Bitcoin, I guess.
So in case you don't know, Satoshi Nakamoto
It's more like William Shakespeare.
It's
you know,
like, well, maybe.
It's like a conglomeration of different people, probably, maybe. But William Shakespeare didn't exist. Satoshi Nakamoto probably didn't actually exist.
But this is back in 2008, 2009. 2008.
Nobody knows.
Somebody wrote, hang on, let's give a basic history here. Somebody going by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto wrote a white paper, which is a description of a technology,
it's
basically.
Big fat long thesis statement.
Yeah, a white paper about Bitcoin, about blockchain, about Merkle trees, and all sorts of things, and published that and created Bitcoin. Whoever Satoshi Nakamoto is, there's been a lot of ideas. We don't know. He probably owns a lot of Bitcoin.
Some reporter found a guy named, oh God, what was his first name? Like Dorian? Dorian?
Wait, Dorian? Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Dorian Satoshi Nakamoto? I don't know. The poor dude, he's got like Satoshi and Nakamoto in his name, but he's just like, oh, what's going on here? And Andreas Antonopoulos went to his house and is like, hey, I really want to apologize for all the reporters, man. It really sucks that they think you did a thing you didn't do. And then like Andreas is like, let's get you a Kickstarter or whatever. Like, here's your Bitcoin address. Everybody donate some money so he can build a fence to keep these reporters out that are like, they d***ed him over real hard. What kind of bullshit is that? They were like, some reporter probably, I think the story went, she's like, hey, is your name Satoshi Nakamoto? And then he's like, yeah. Yeah, I guess. And then she's like, okay.
Like, oh, the creator of Bitcoin.
Okay, cool. I'll be back with the live truck and like 3 camera guys. And yeah. And then they like, that's like a nightmare, man. What kind of Kafkaesque? It's like, we think you did something you didn't do. Okay, we gotta like actually talk about stuff. So.
Okay, here's what I was getting with the FOMO and FUD. All right, fear of missing out, and fear, uncertainty, and doubt. What many people do because of these forces, these emotional drives that we have, is buy when something is really high priced and sell when it's low. They want to get in on the train, and then when it collapses, they want to cut their losses. You lose money. You're just giving money to the people who don't do that. The key 4 words are buy low, sell high. Yeah. If you see Bitcoin dive, buy it and don't sell it until it's higher. You know, that's a buy low, sell high. Don't buy high and sell low. That's like a mathematical formula to lose money, man.
Whatever. Like today I bought Litecoin at $63. Okay, I'll admit that. And is that the lowest it's been? Absolutely not. No, but it was convenient for me based on the money I had and the time I had to execute that order. Whatever, the point is, probably don't buy anything you can't afford to buy. Like, that's in general, I guess.
Oh, right, never spend more money than you can afford. Don't, max out your credit cards.
They always say everybody on podcasts says don't spend anything you can't afford to lose. Yeah. But I'm just like, don't buy anything you can't afford to buy.
That is so much better.
I think that's better.
That is.
Like, if you buy Litecoin, are you ever going to lose it? Yes or no? The answer is no, because you're going to keep it because you're not an idiot. You're going to have iron hands, and Litecoin is pretty solid. I'll say that. Like, I'll stand by that. What a bunch of wimps. They're like, well, you might lose it. I don't know. Litecoin is not going to zero. Probably.
Well, you might lose dollars.
Dollars don't count. I think everybody in this movement knows that you got to get out of frickin' fiat. I don't know.
Do we? All right, well, here's
everybody does know. It's like,
for our listeners.
Zimbabwe, Argentina, Venezuela, Weimar Germany, let's see, Argentina like 3 times. It's been all the time.
For our listeners.
Or just like the slow trickle of your purchasing power in the U.S. if you happen to be trapped within Donald Trump's wall state. Everybody should get out of crypto or out of fiat.
Oh, quote right there.
Everybody.
Rocco says everyone should get out of crypto. No, fiat is one of the great advantages of these currencies, these crypto or digital currencies, is they're decentralized. Fiat currency, like dollars, euros, rubles, these currencies are controlled by governments. And the U.S. government.
By nothing. They're all backed by nothing, unless it's like a Swiss franc.
Maybe even more importantly,
we're talking about basic stuff. The Bretton Woods Agreement, like freaking like Nixon era off the gold standard. There's no reserves that correspond to the money supply when you're talking about Federal Reserve notes. It's so stupid.
Yeah, but regarding fiat, I think a lot of people don't know. They don't think that
People that are listening
the
know.
dollar. Yeah, people that are listening know, but we want other people to listen too.
Okay.
The Fed can just print more money. You can have a certain number of dollars. I don't know how many dollars are in circulation right now. Let's say these are bogus numbers. Let's say there's $100 trillion bills.
14 trillion.
All right, let's.
I don't know.
Okay, I wanted with a round number.
There's a lot. I don't
Let's
know.
say there's $10 trillion bills out there, and at one point the Fed's like, we need more money, or the people need more money, or the big banks, or insurance, AIG, whatever needs more money. Let's print 10 trillion more dollars. I mean, that's a very temporary solution.
It's fractional reserve banking at this point. It's like the amount of cash in circulation doesn't even correspond to the number on all the balance sheets in all the banks. There's such a small fraction of paper money in circulation. If people wanted to pull all their money out, it's not there. It's totally not there. Just like at the basic level of accounting, the paper and the digital numbers on balance sheets don't even match up.
That's because the dollar itself is going digital.
And like, let's even forget about if Donald Trump wants to bomb North Korea or whatever. Like, who's going to pay for that? Paper Fed money will. I don't know. There's nothing in the budget. Like, just wait. Government shutdown is going to happen. That's probably a certainty. The government's going to get shut down when freaking budget talks happen.
That's probably a certainty.
One of my closest family members, which may or may not be my sister, worked in Congress for 5 years. Like definitely, there's going to be a government shutdown. Look at President Cheeto. Come on.
We've been trying to cover a lot of basics here in our first session.
Dude, we covered everything.
Step in from basic to basic. Yeah. If you have any questions, feel free to engage. Drop an email, drop a comment. I will personally ensure that Rocco replies.
Dude, I will personally reply to every email.
Every single email.
And
within 5 business minutes.
I don't know. What? I mean, maybe I'll like
business minutes.
Maybe I'll put up a Google Voice number, and I'll just get random texts from all the idiots on Podcast Town. They can text me.
Idiots don't listen to a full hour of the Blockheads podcast.
What? No, everybody's like working in the Amazon warehouse, or they're supervising a driverless truck, or 4 of them all at once, as the driverless trucks are now shipping all those Amazon products or whatever. I don't know what the future of commerce looks like, but I think it's mostly like, you know, they're loading the Amazon delivery drones, or they're hoping that a robot doesn't take over their job. These are the things that I think about. Boy, all of our robots are getting jobs. It's great. All of your jobs belong to us now, Pete.
All of our jobs.
Better buy Bitcoin, motherfucker. Anywho, right?
Indeed.
Isn't that even, Steven? Yeah. What's that, the theme song to Even
Steven, yep.
I never watched that.
Reaching out to our non-homeschooler audience, I guess now.
Was that Shiite LaBeouf? He's clearly affiliated with the Pastafarians, you know? For sure.
The flying spaghetti monster, the one true savior.
That guy's getting weird. Was he the guy with the drone or something like, oh, you can't find me?
I don't know. I don't know much about
celebrities and culture.
I know he's got something to do with Nike. I think.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, he's got something to do with Nike. Yeah, big endorsement.
Big endorsement.
Super viral video. That guy, Shia LaBeouf. Oh baby, wow.
So this has been the Blockheads podcast.
Yeah, I guess.
Blockheads.
I think we just have to like shout slogans into the microphone simultaneously, as a cacophony of like motivation.
Like buy low, sell high.
No.
Can we make our own coin and just like subliminally insert it into the podcast?
Damn it, I started the train, but there's nothing on it. I had a good one too. God damn it. Podcasting is weird. And if you've listened this far, I definitely should say that podcasting is super awkward for people to do it, because it's kind of like Pete and I need to figure out how to have sex with your brains at the same time and make it feel good.
Look at that. We're out of time.
What?
Oh.
What? I've listened to a lot of podcasts. I think that's what it's like. 'Cause we just did one, and it's super awkward for me to say that, but I think the truest things are awkward. Guys, please listen again. Pete left. Yeah, Pete's okay. So the last thing we have to do, Pete, is we have to figure out, like, what are we going to call our fans for this podcast? It's going to be epic. Like, we're going to be the longest running, most popular. We're going to get Bob Barker on the show eventually. Mm-hmm. We're gonna talk about spaying and neutering pets, and then we're also going to get Bob Barker to buy crypto. And like, I don't know.
Can we get Bob's Burgers on the show too?
No, I hate that show.
What?
It's totally lame.
Okay, that's fair.
It's like Rick and Morty, or like there's an opposite thing. It's like Bob and Burgers is a suck, and then Rick and Morty is just like a boner. It's great. Anywho, our fans. What are we going to call our fans?
Blockaholics.
I like that.
Blockaholics?
What about like crypto Slovakians?
Crypto Block Ness monsters?
Block Ness monsters. Yeah, what's up, all my Block Ness monsters? I don't know. What do you think about like hodl fellows? Because we're all hodling. I'm hodling. Hod fellow? No.
Illegal Palians for Monero. You know what? It sounds like Sarah Palin. It sounds like Sarah Palin.
No. It's like, what's up, all my illegal Palians?
Blockbusters? Maybe some off block. Like
wait, what about block trusters? Because
block trusters?
No, block
trusters. I mean, if you're listening in the car. Satoshi Nakamotorists.
Whoa, that was awesome. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. What if you're one of those mysterious people that are hodling a coin that's made for big banks? The coin for the big banks, it's obviously Ripple. Okay, but if I had to guess your name, then I would guess your name is Ripple Stiltskin.
Oh,
get it? Like the Grimm brothers and stuff. I don't know. Maybe some of our listeners are over there in the Byzantine Empire. Is that Byzantine Empire?
That's a little tough.
What about proof of Wurgistan? I don't know. I think there's more funny puns out there, like in the East. What about like people that are?
I mean, maybe we got some listeners ranging from Hashville, Tennessee to Proof of Wurgistan all the way over to Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yeah, that was corny as shit. Wow. Was that a stretch?
Oh,
I think it was a stretch.
That one hurt. That one hurt my soul.
Wow.
Map.
This was so corny. I hope you're laughing. And if you're not, maybe you'll laugh at I just thought of a good one.
Oh, here it is.
I was a fan of They Might Be Giants. Because, like, you know, they played the high school. They played the high school in the town that I was born in. It was crazy this one time.
I just saw They Might Be Giants.
Yeah, so They Might Be Giants. They got a song.
Gen Con.
Maybe They Might Be Giants might redo a famous song at a cryptocurrency conference. Except they'll change the lyrics. It'll be Hashtanbul or Coinstantinople.
Hashtanbul, Coinstantinople.
I couldn't even say it. Hashtanbul or Coinstantinople.
Hashtanbul,
you love it. You love it.
Constantinople. Hashtanbul, Constantinople.
Why did fiat get the works? Something proof of work.
Hashtanbul, Constantinople. Hashtanbul,
oh my god. Wow. Can we shut it off? Cue the music. Thank you guys. Please subscribe, rate, and review.
Slam with a light on a big moon flight. CPU, now it's GPUs. ASIC, just a CPU means your hash rate is basic. If you want a hash rate Constantinople, don't you use a CPU? Old Bitcoin was for 2 Bitcoin Cash. Why they split up, oh I can't say.
Roger Ver likes it better that way.
So give me back my old Constantinople. No, you can't get back old Constantinople. Been a long time gone, I've been Constantinople. Why did Mt. Gox get hacked by sleaze? Don't trust big business, keep your keys. Hashtanbul.